And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Manny, and we are ready to break down some Monday baseball and hockey. Only 6 baseball games today. Usually there's less on Monday, but 6 is a really small amount. One hockey game and no NBA playoffs today. So we will get right to it, and we'll jump into the first 3 games here. I have them broken down into 2 sets. I'll start here and go over the Arizona Pitt game. In this one, Bumgarner is facing Hunter Green. Hunter Green, he started off pretty rough to the season. And there was a couple games there where I backed him, I went against him, and he was really hot for like 3 games where he pitched really well. And now since then, he's kind of went back to how he was earlier on in the season, not pitching very well. Bumgarner got off to a great start to the year. However, in his last few games, he's kind of slowed off here as well. I looked at past history in this one. Last year, Arizona went to. This is not Pittsburgh; it's Cincinnati. Okay, that's my bad. I typed that in wrong. Let
Still
me
Hunter
fix
on the mound.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, they're not playing. Oops, my bad. Sorry, guys. Arizona and Cincinnati. They faced each other 3 times last year. Arizona won all 3, 14-11. 8-5 and 5-4. The total's a 10. So 2 of the 3 games went over. 1 stayed under. In this one, I'm taking Arizona money line. I'm taking the Diamondbacks on the money line. Plus 102. They've surprised me this year. They played well against Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Even though Bumgarner has not been pitching very good as of late, Hunter Green has been worse. So I'm taking Arizona. Texas, Cleveland. Cleveland has won 4 in a row. They're playing pretty good ball right now. And this Texas is putting John Gray on the mound. Not a pitcher I ever want to back. I took Texas as my best bet yesterday on the first 5 money line, backing Martin Perez, and unfortunately it pushed. Martin Perez is a Texas pitcher that I'll back, but Gray is not. Quantrill on the other side has pitched pretty well his last 3 games. So I like Cleveland here at a pretty good price, minus 112 in this one. And for the third game here, I'm taking Houston first half minus a half. First 5 innings minus a half, minus 105. I mentioned it before, and I won't mention it for the rest of the year, but because I'm sure he'll turn it around. But Robbie Ray, I said at the beginning of the year that he would be taking a big step backwards from his numbers in Toronto, and boy, he just continues to make me right. He's lost his last 3 games against Baltimore, Oakland, and Boston, giving up 6 hits, 7 hits, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 walk, 2 walks in those 3 games. However, he is still striking people out. So he is still getting strikeouts. However, Seattle's not winning when he is pitching. Javier on the other side, in his last 3 games, he hasn't given up more than 1 earned run. He's giving about 3 or 4 hits. And he's also getting 9 strikeouts in 2 games, 4 strikeouts in the other. I like Houston here. So I'm taking them on the first 5, kind of a fade of Robbie Ray in this one. Manny, the first 3 games of the night. Any thoughts on these 3?
Yeah, absolutely. The Arizona Cincinnati. Like you said, Bumgarner, started off the year well, starting to slide a little bit. But again, you got the Hunter Green angle, 2-7 with a 6.19, not too good. Last outing was brutal. All of his outings are brutal pretty much. So with that being said, I'm looking at taking the over here. I got it at 9.5 minus 120. Yeah, I'm looking at the over. Both of these teams actually play to the over in these positions. Arizona's 15-9 on the road to the over. Cincinnati's 16-8 at home to the over. And the fact that we've got, two of the worst top 5 bullpens. I mean, Arizona's bullpen, they're 5th worst in the majors, 4.53. Let's get into that bullpen. Cincinnati's 2nd worst in the majors at a 4.92. So I figured that combination between a sliding Bumgartner, a terrible Hunter Green, and some bad bullpens, I'll take that over the 9.5. All right. And in terms of the Texas-Cleveland game, I get you. John Gray hasn't been the best. Coming off of a good start, though. His last start, 1 run in 7 innings, 12 strikeouts. He's pitching well. And that's why I got to look at the road splits, perhaps. That was at home against Tampa Bay. On the road, not too pretty. It's looking here. On the road, he's got a 5.4. A 5.4, 0-2 record on the road versus a 3.55, 1-0 at home. So, with that being said, you're right. Cleveland is pitching well. I mean, they're playing well. What about 4 in a row, you said? And, Cleveland's 1 game under 500. It's a good opportunity for them to get to that 500 mark. Like you said, Quantrill, he's pitching decent. He's pitching good. I look at the fact again, Cleveland's bullpen has been number 1 in the majors since May 14th. Since May 14th, their bullpen has only given up a 1.93 ERA, which is first in the majors. So it gives me confidence to back Cleveland in that position. Texas is 3-7. Texas is 3-7 in their last 10 games, I guess, in Cleveland as well. So I'm going to take Cleveland on the money line here, minus 112. I'm with you on that, Terry. Sounds about right.
Awesome.
So we can definitely agree on that. And when it comes to the Seattle, Houston, like you said, Robbie Ray's got to turn it around eventually. It's kind of you would think it's inevitable.
I think he will get better than he's been, but he's taking a big step backwards since leaving Toronto.
No, it's the story of the fattened calf. He got his money. Now he's just kind of chilling.
That's
so
true.
That's what tends to happen. I'm thinking that he might turn it around this start. I'm looking at the total of 8, and I'm really leaning towards the under. The fact that Houston's got, solid pitcher on the mound, coming off of his last few starts, he's been looking good. I know Houston's been a house of horrors for Ray over his career, at least with the Jays. But Houston, they haven't been hitting to the over too much. I know lately they've been able to put a few runs together and get over the total. But leading up to that this weekend, what have you, they've been playing to the under a lot. I'm looking at taking the under in this game, under 8. Let's get Robbie Ray back in form a little bit. You got to show up. That's why they paid you. Divisional game, you got to put something in here today.
All right. The Arizona Cincinnati, the fact that you got 9.5, I think is great.
Yeah, number jumped to 10.
Much better than a 10.0.
Yeah.
And then the Seattle Houston, they faced each other 3 times in Houston already this year. Seattle and Houston. And 2 of the games ended in 4-0 and 3-0 shutouts. So for Houston. And then Houston won 7-2 in the other one. So Houston has won all 3, 2 of them under. So hey, if Ray pulls it out for you, that's awesome. We'll have to see here. We'll jump into the second set of games. Toronto and Kansas City, total 10. Boston and LA totaled 9, and the Mets and San Diego total 7.5. Pretty low total there to finish off the night. Toronto, Kansas City. They faced each other 4 times in Kansas City last year, and Kansas City won 3 of the 4. They were early games in the season, but that's not really any excuse. The Jays did lose 3 of 4, but the 2 years previous to that, the Jays were 5-1 in Kansas City. I think we're going to get a good performance out of the Jays yesterday. Losing losing to the Twins in the last game, 8-6. I think they come out here on the road. Pitching wise, Ross Stripling has been good his last few games, but he's only going 1 or 2 innings. He's not really pitching a lot. Daniel Lynch on the other side, he has not been good. He has lost 2 of his last 3 starts. No decision in the other one. 9 hits and 6 earned runs against Cleveland. 7 hits and 2 earned runs against Minnesota, and then 5 hits and 4 earned runs against Minnesota. He had 2 walks in 2 of the games, 3 walks in the other. So he's walking guys, and he's also giving up hits. Toronto is actually 8th in the league. 8th in the league against lefties. Their numbers have been rising here as of late. And I think they're going to hit Daniel Lynch around a little bit. I got the Jays team total over 5.5 at -115. I think the Jays come out and get some runs. And then as a parlay piece, I would definitely not talk of anybody using the Jays and parlays. I'll get to my parlays here on the best bet segment. I have a few parlays that I did for today. Boston LAA. Credit to you, Manny. In your first show that you came on, you said Syndergaard on the road. You gave out his stats, which are pretty bad. And then he came out and shit the bed again. So you were right on with that. And I looked at those splits today. His home numbers are really good. His home numbers are really good. However, the Angels have lost 11 games in a row. They were leading their last game, and they blew it late. Now they're coming home and have to face a Boston team that is playing pretty well for the most part, coming in here on a winning streak. And I can't get a feel for this game. I can see the Angels breaking the streak and winning. I can see Boston coming out here and continuing their losing streak. I could see last night being a kind of a heartbreaking moment for them, but then I could see them bouncing back as well. So no play for me in that game. If I had to lean with anything, if your book allows you to have either team plus 1.5, that could be a possible look, or maybe a possible look to Boston in the first 5. But I'm not going to pull the trigger in that game. Mets in San Diego, final game of the night. Mets went to San Diego 4 times last year, 2-2 split in those games. The Mets are a much better team this year. They've improved a lot and are definitely a top 3 team in this league. San Diego got off to a good start last year. Then all of a sudden, just things went really bad for them to finish off the year. This year, again, they've gotten off to a great start. I've definitely made money on the San Diego team. However, Carrasco, 6-1 in the year, 3.63 ERA. Blake Snell, 0-2, 4.80 ERA. Neither team is very good against the type of pitcher they're facing. So Mets aren't very good against lefties, and Padres are really bad against righties. However, Mets are moving their way up the chart. San Diego, 27th in the league with a 6.44 OPS and a 2.28 average against righties. Mets, on the other hand, now 15th in the league, 241 average and a 6.96 OPS. So I have to give it with the Mets here. I have to give them, they're the underdog. I got them at plus 102. The only kind of thing I could see where San Diego might be able to get a win here, maybe winning the last 2 games against the Dodgers. They might be feeling kind of good about themselves, and they might come into this one, and it could be a letdown spot, but I got to back the team that's really hot right now. Manny, Final 3 games of the night. What do you think here?
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah, is good value and effort. Good value and effort. It was a tough start for them. They fought back, so their bats are alive. This is what we know. I've been downplaying the fact that they're really back on course in terms of hitting. They proved me wrong. So with that being said, I look at his Ross Stripling. He's stepping in for Ryu, who's going to be out for a little bit. And you're right, Ross Stripling. He's his last start, at least, he's pitching decent out of the bullpen, 2 2/3 scoreless innings. I think it's an opportunity for him to get somewhat solidified in the Jays rotation. You're facing the worst team in baseball with 17 wins, I believe, the Royals. And the Jays, this is a good spot for them. Bounce back, keep their winning mojo kind of going. And I think Ross Strickland's going to come out and put together a nice little outing. So my play here, I'm looking at the Jays on the run line, minus 113. Just the fact that the bats are going, again, and I mean, they're up against Lynch, like you said, and he's coming off of a terrible start. 6 runs, 9 hits in 4 innings. Last year, he pitched against the Jays, and of course, the Jays got him, 0-1 with a 4.5. So they can hit him well enough. They're healthy. They got their lineup together. Kirk is on fire. This guy's just hitting everything out of the park. And again, it's the Jays in a good vibe on a bounce back. I'm pissed off. Rob Strickland wants back in the rotation. Give me the Jays on the run line at minus 113. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. Now, I've been playing that Syndergaard role there. So, all right. The big news, the streak might be over, guys. I mean, I think that LA pulls it out somehow. Boston, they played well this weekend against Oakland. I mean, not world beaters, Oakland is, but, I think, again, Anaheim, some home cooking, do them well. They got their big agent, signing from this summer who wants to prove to the fans that, hey, I'm worth the money, let's go. I definitely got, I'll take the Angels here in this one. At minus 115. The fact that they're even favored in this game is like, okay, it's kind of pointing towards something. So sounds good to me. I'll take the bait. Let's end the streak.
Yeah, it has to end eventually.
Hey, that's how I see it. And when you got that kind of pressure on you and you're clearly performing better at home, it says something, So not in this
Alex
game.
is a Boston fan. He is a Boston sports fan. So
hey, sorry for the luck tonight, Alex. Don't bet with your heart. That's what we say, right? And then to cap it off, I guess on the slate, looking at the Mets and the Padres, and you were saying, the Mets have troubles with lefties. Blake Snell, I feel like, again, at home, it's something with the Aces when you're at home. You got more to prove. Pressure's on you for the home crowd. Blake Snell's a solid lefty. He can still get the ball up there. I see the Mets really coming off of that series in LA. Great series win, proves their standings, proves their status. Yes, they're for real. They're gonna, they're for real. But coming off of that series, going to face a lefty in San Diego, I can see a low-scoring game as well. Carrasco's been really nice, really good. His last outing didn't look so good to me. He's getting a lot of jams. He's able to get out the hook, though. You get off the hook, and it's a credit to him as a pitcher. I just feel like this is a good letdown spot for him. San Diego, Snell, they could use the victory. I will take San Diego, and I'm going to take them. I'll take them on the money line. I don't have the number in front of me right now. Let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, so there you go. They're favorites as well. There you go. Minus 115 on the money line. San Diego.
Thank you, Richie. And hey, San Diego's have been a team that's back. I don't like backing them. I don't like fading San Diego. But I think something tells me the Mets here. Sam says Carrasco off an emotional high with his dad watching his first game last time out. That's true as well.
Very good call.
Alex says, ew, Yankees fan, boo. No, he's actually a Jays fan.
Whoa, come on now.
So
I'm an AL East fan, except for the Red Sox, of course. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sam says he loves the Padres. Snell's gradually improving. He's going to deal. So, hey.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely see.
Absolutely.
We'll go on to the hockey game. Colorado is in Edmonton. I'll bring up the poll here. 60% say take Colorado money line or in regulation. 8% say take the Oilers. 20% say take the over 6.5, and 12% say take the under 6.5. If you're interested in voting on this poll for future polls, check out the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Twitter account. The link is in the description of this video. And hey, we'd love you to vote in the poll. But this game here, I'll be completely honest. I've been wrong every single game of this series. Game one, I took Edmonton, and they lost, obviously. That game went soaring over. In game two, I took the over, and unfortunately it went under. Game three, I went to Edmonton team total over, and they got shut out. And now it's game four, and I'm looking at it here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to abandon ship. My Oilers futures are dead. I'm taking Colorado in regulation. I'm also on Colorado puck line. I'm also on McKinnon over 1.5 points. And Colorado on a couple parlays, which I'll get to in the best bet segment. I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong taking Edmonton, and I'll admit it. And I'll take Colorado now to finish off the series in 4 games. Manny, Avalanche, Oilers. What do you think here?
Yeah, there you go. I'm almost in the same boat as you there in terms of how this series has treated me. Again, elimination games at home, young team. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, no Kadri, no Kane. Elimination game. I'm actually going to take the under in the first period at plus 135. Tight checking game. It's elimination game. Everybody's got to be on their P's and Q's. Defense got to play tight. Nerves are going to be involved. They always say the hard one's the last one to get. No Kadri. It affects both teams. No Kadri, no Kane. They're both affected. Their lines are mixed up a little bit. I can see a very tight checking first period for the nervous Oilers, and for Colorado, it's just again. And they said it. They said it in the McKinnon said it in the post game. He said, "Listen, we don't care if it's ugly. We're just trying to win." So I don't see them taking many chances. Really, they get what it is. It's like you come out, you play a little dump and chase. We forecheck a little bit more. Let's not make McDavid score like 3 minutes into the game again. Let's try to limit that. And I think that they're going to band together and they're going to keep it under here for me in the first period.
Hey, I could definitely see that. And that is it. Alex says Oilers money line, fade Terry. Of course, he's just kidding. But hey, I wouldn't talk you off it. I already told Nick. I apologize to Nick because Nick has bets on the Avalanche to sweep the series pre-series.
Wow.
And I messaged him this morning first thing, and I said, Nick, you're going to hate me. And then later on when he woke up, he's like, why? And I'm like, I'm betting Colorado today. And I've been wrong every game of the series, so I hope I don't jinx your futures there. But we'll see what happens.
Edmonton gets up 5-0 in the first period because of you.
Yeah. Toby and Alex are talking soccer, and I am sorry, guys. I have absolutely no idea what you guys are talking about. But
international friendlies, I believe. There you go.
We will move on to the best bet segment here. Let me just pull up everything here. Money Mac was actually going to join us, but unfortunately, his phone ran out of battery. But he sent in his plays, which I'll give out here. And before we get to best bet segments, the best bet segment, I better give out all my parlays so I don't forget. There's a boosted bet at DraftKings that I took. Colorado to be leading in the first period, -0.5. Colorado to score 1 goal, over 0.5 goals in the first. Team total over 4.5. And a McKinnon anytime goal, +350.
Nice.
I also have Colorado to win, parlayed with Houston and baseball, and Toronto in baseball for +341. That's my favorite parlay of the day. Colorado, Houston, Toronto, all to win. And then I have a couple player props. Houston, Alemis Diaz, who is great against lefties. Like Manny said, Alejandro Kirk from Toronto and Mark Conha from the Mets, all to get a hit, +215. I also have Makar to get a point, parlayed with Bichette over 1.5 bases. Rantanen to get a point, parlayed with Springer over 1.5 bases. And then that is it. No, I have Toronto money line with Springer home run and Toronto money line with Guerrero home run. So going a bit big there with the parlays today, but I like them, and we'll see what happens. We'll get to dog of the day here. For me, for Nick, and for Bryant, we're all taking the New York Mets as our dog of the day. And occupancy is going with the Edmonton Oilers. He thinks that they win, they win and prevent the streak. Money Mac did not send in a dog. Manny, is there a dog of the day that you like on today's slate?
Geez. Okay, you know what? I was looking at a couple of things here. I don't know how confident I really feel in them right now. It's an empty
dog of the day is totally optional.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, if that's the case, I'm also take the option to perhaps. I don't want to pass on it. You know, I'm feeling good about Robbie Ray here. You know, I'm feeling good about him to a certain extent, right? But we're gonna pass on that. We'll pass on dog of the day for now. Let's get on with it.
So I'll lean to Seattle. That's all right.
There you go. That's
over or under. No totals for me today. There's going to be some changes going into next year's show, so I'm thinking about where I'm going to allow college sports on the best bet segment, and I'm also thinking about team totals for the over/under. But I don't want to change things right now. We'll keep things as they are, but we'll probably definitely add team totals going in the future, but not today. So no totals for me. The only team total I really like is the Blue Jays over 5.5. But no totals that I'm really on. Nick is taking Arizona and Cincinnati over 9.5. Bryant is taking Toronto and Kansas City first 5 over 5.5, which I could definitely see. I like that one as well. Occupancy is going with Texas Cleveland under 9.5. And Money Mac will take Boston LA under 9 as his best bet and over under. Manny, is there a total you like today? I know one you like. Is it the Arizona Cincinnati?
You know it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right in there with Nick. Over 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go on to best bets, best parlay pieces. For me, Colorado in regulation +120, my best bet. Best parlay piece. I'm taking Springer to get a hit. I would not talk anybody off Springer to get a home run. He's been hitting leadoff home runs quite often lately. But I'll just take him to get a hit. Nick is taking the Colorado Avalanche puck line, +180. Colorado Avalanche money line, parlay piece. Bryant's going a 2-team parlay, He is taking the Mets and the Blue Jays both on the money line plus 202. And then he's taking Cleveland Guardians first 5 plus 1. Occupancy is taking New York Mets money line as his best bet, Toronto money line as his parlay piece, and Money Mac, as I said, taking Boston LAA under 9 as his best bet, and Toronto money line as his parlay piece. Manny, what are you thinking here for best bet and best parlay piece?
All right. My best bet today is going to be the Guardians. Let's go. We'll take the Guardians full game, minus 120. Again, John Gray, nice outing at home. Good luck on the road. Cleveland's turning things around, so I'm comfortable with Cleveland on the full game there. Best parlay piece. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to pull the trigger on Blake Snell. Let's go. San Diego full game, money line, minus 115. We're catching the Mets in a good spot here, feeling how they're feeling about the LA series. Let's get the San Diego struggle against the lefty. Carrasco, again, coming down off of that high. Emotional highs are real things. Can't handicap human emotions. So I like San Diego there. Let's go Snell.
All right. For parlay piece, you can have better odds than that. So if you want to take San Diego plus 1.5, you could definitely do that.
Is that right? I had them as the dog here.
Yeah, San Diego for parlay piece. Like for me, I'm taking Springer to get a hit, which I think is like minus like 280.
Okay.
Parlay piece, you can take more better odds. It's just something that will definitely win. So if you want to take San Diego plus 1.5, you can do that. If you want to stay with the money line, it's still up to you.
Hey, you know what? Really, I had my mind on the hockey game, and I'm thinking Zach Hyman. Let's go. He's been kind of quiet this whole series, and with no Kane, and I'm almost going to go Zach Hyman
to get a point.
To get a point, yeah.
You want to go with that instead?
If not, score a goal. Bare minimum, getting a point.
So you want to go with that instead? Yeah.
We'll go with Hyman to get a point.
All right, I like that. Yeah, he will probably score a goal.
There you go.
But if he's going to do anything, because he seems to be a goal scorer, but take the over 0.5 point. And we'll get to the final 3 comments here. Jax, I miss NHL season. I know the regular season is over, but it'll be back before we know it. It'll be back. Cubano says Colorado Avalanche. So he likes Colorado. And Toby says he almost went with Hyman first goal scorer. The odds on that would be really nice. Oh, yeah. And then Alex says, who is in net for the Avs? That is a good question. Let me 100% take a look. Nobody's confirmed. It will be Mike Smith for the Oilers. Pavel Francouz is projected. Based on how he's played the last 2 games, I don't see it not being Francouz. I think they let Kemper rest for the finals. And JT Compher goal and win is plus 450. He's been on fire. And then Jack says soon to be football. Yes, I'm excited. I started the channel just at the end of football season last year. I am ready for football season. We're going to have some great shows for football. So definitely stay tuned. That is the show. Best of luck to everybody tonight with your bets. If you enjoyed the content, smash the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all the support, and we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Have a good one, guys. See ya.